Patty, and today we will be discussing the topic of Common Core. My partner and I are going to be arguing that Common Core should be removed from the curriculum nationwide. For those of you who don't know what Common Core is basically a set of high-quality academic standards in mathematics and English language arts. Standards were created to ensure that all students graduate from high school with the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed in college, career, and life regardless of where they live. So basically what it does is it sets the same standards nationwide. The goal is that if a student moves from California to any other place, or basically anywhere in the nation to somewhere else, they will be going to the same standards and learning the same thing no matter where they picked up and left off. We believe that it's very ineffective. One of the reasons is that the federal government has an inside hand in this. It's basically stated that the states should have overall say in how education works. But the federal government it created the Common Core in 2009, and it's meant to even the playing field, like I said earlier, but the program is incentivized with federal grant money that's given to states that implement the standards. So it's not mandatory that states go and add this into their school system, but because the federal government will give them money, most states have implemented it. I believe that only 2 states had not taken a part in this yet. We also believe that it's ineffective because of the cost. Basically, states don't have enough money to implement this, even though they have agreed to do so. According to the National Education Access Network, a pioneer study estimates that including one-time cost years of 1 year of operational costs and ongoing costs for years 2 to 7 of implementing Common Core into their systems, the total amount needed to implement Common Core nationwide will be $15.8 billion. We don't have that money. So schools that are implementing this are going off of the same books that they had before, but since Common Core changes the entire curriculum, the books are ineffective to teach the students. So test scores are actually decreasing and schools are doing worse than they were before, and I'll address that later on. But we don't have money necessary to implement this. Results from tests that are taken at the end of the year, standardized testing, have shown that although an additional 0.05% of students exceed the cut score that allegedly shows that they are proficient in the Common Core standards, average scores on 5 to 6 test grades, they appear to have declined. So even though Common Core was set into place to increase standards and make students better and the overall school system better, it's decreasing overall. Students are increasing by 0.5%, and that's not a big enough difference to make Common Core necessary. Also, teachers are negatively affected by this. So by implementing Common Core, teachers are spending more time covering standardized testing that they should be. And there's a lot more pressure placed on them. So for students that don't perform adequately, and this is according to impact of the Common Core standards on an article written by a teacher specifically, she states that it could lead to many teachers being fired if the students don't meet the standards. And it also decreases the overall teacher liberty of how they want to teach and express themselves and the students as well. So it decreases their imagination and basically how they choose to learn things. The solvency claim that we propose is that the Common Core not be implemented nationwide. We propose that the federal government not implement grants with the schools that do decide to take this on, and that the underprivileged schools get the funding that Common Core promises. We propose that the system start with kindergartners and preschoolers and grow with them, so that students that are taking this at the high school and middle school level aren't negatively affected. Right now, students that are in high school and middle schools are negatively affected by implementing this simply because they're expected to start learning a completely different way so far into their educational career.